KDKA TV News at 6 in high definition.
What if police showed up at your house in the middle of the night, took you out of bed, and arrested you for a crime that you know you did not commit? Well, if that sounds more like a movie than real life, then you're going to want to hear the story of a man from the South Hills who says that it happened to him.
Not only that, the woman who accused him of raping her now faces charges that she made it all up. New at 6, Andy Sheehan has the interview you'll see only on KDKA.
Last June, Matthew Foligno was asleep in bed at 2 in the morning when there was banging on his door and people shouting his name.
It was the police, and they had their guns drawn. They were shining their flashlights in the windows, and they took me.
Just all out of the blue?
Out of the blue.
A woman named Caitlin Webster told investigators Foligno had stalked, choked, and raped her, and she showed them these neck bruises to prove it. Only problem is, she made it all up.
Complete fiction.
Complete fiction.
But by then, Foligno was in jail looking at 5 to 10 years hard time.
At first I thought, I'm obviously innocent, so they're going to figure this out in a day or so, and I'm going to be out of here, and this is going to be all over. They're going to do their job, and they're going to, figure out the truth and get justice, and that never happened.
Foligno says he met Webster only weeks before, and after a brief fling, decided to end it. But then Webster went to police with a story she would later tell in court, that Foligno came here to the South Park wave pool and called her out into the parking lot. He then drove her to this back lot where he choked and raped her, stopping only when they were discovered by her 2 girlfriends. Then she says he shoved her out of the car and took off.
She made me seem like a bad, horrible person, and I'm not that person at all. I would never do something like this.
Attorney Bill Diffenderfer says police arrested and charged Foligno almost strictly on the basis of the woman's statement.
Did the police ever talk to these
Never.
friends?
Never.
They never talked to them?
They never corroborated any of her statements or any of her testimony.
So they just took her word?
Correct.
When his investigator contacted the 2 girlfriends, Diffenderfer says the women refuted the whole story, saying Webster had been out all night with another man and didn't want her father to know. The women said those choke marks on her neck turned out to be love bites from that other guy.
It came right to light that this never happened, and they gave the whole story as to the sucker bites. They gave the story as to what they did the night before and the entire day after where this happened, and no one was ever at the wave pool, and they were with the alleged victim. So she wasn't even at the wave pool.
And the Foligno family anger doesn't end with the girl.
It's very disappointing to me that with these kinds of serious cases that clearly destroy people's lives, that more wasn't done to investigate it.
County Police Superintendent Charles Moffitt defended his detectives on the case.
They did what they could do in an instance like this. We had a girl at the hospital saying she was raped. She had marks around her neck.
Moffitt says the detectives did try to corroborate Webster's account, but she said she didn't know the last names of the 2 other girls and couldn't provide their phone numbers. That, says Diffenderfer, should have been another red flag.
To me, it is something that the public needs to know, that this stuff actually does happen, and to me, for the women that really are victims, it really hurts their cases, and that's what's so outrageous about it. Because it damages the true victim.
After interviewing the 2 girlfriends, county police withdrew the charges against Foligno and arrested Webster. She now faces charges of making false statements and perjury for a rape that never happened. In South Park, Andy Sheehan, KDKA TV News.